This actually looks like the thumbnail that was on the last video, but
Olive, lay down.
it's not the thumbnail for this video, because in this video we're talking about, we're doing driving conversations. I need to let the Tesla drive. Driving conversations is when we talk about a topic that drives conversation, but also where I let the Tesla drive. So let me let the Tesla drive, and we will get into our conversation. What is the conversation about today? It's about when's your next trip. That's what it's about. It's about the fact that a lot of times people don't plan their trips. And a lot of times we get caught into a cycle of just going along with life, doing the, going with the flow, grinding, whatever it might be. And we just don't take time to plan our next trip. Now, I know this, when I remember when I was younger and I would have like vacation and I would be working, and sometimes my boss would come and say, hey, you have vacation that you have to use or you're gonna lose it. And there was several times that I lost my vacation. Like, I know nowadays it's a little bit different where, paid time off, like where they would actually give you, your time off or your money, right? Well, in this case, I just like, it's use it or lose it in a sense, and so basically, I think that happens with a lot of people. I think they just get in the flow of life, and when it comes time for like vacation, how many have done this? Tell me the truth. You just have what's called a staycation. The reason why you have a staycation and you say, and I could be wrong, but I'm just saying, I'm trying to be blunt with it right now, but because I did this, I'll just say it the reason why I had a staycation is because I never really planned to have a vacation. And then when it came time for me to actually have time off, I had to make the best of it. So I convinced myself that, it would be good to just stay home, do some work around the house, and, recharge. And, I got some projects I got to do, when actually I didn't do, it was just, anyway, I'm not going to say all that. I'm just saying, the reason why a lot of people don't have time set aside is because they don't plan. And so then eventually in my life, I began to get other jobs where I was in charge of my own schedule. And even when I wasn't, I would always take time where I would set a time where every quarter, like for example, every quarter, every 3 months, every 90 days, I would make sure to have a getaway once a quarter. Yes, there's like the beginning of the summer and the end of the summer. And so, but then you have like the beginning of the year and the end of the year, so 4 times a year at least. And when we started coaching people in this area of having travel and adventure in their life with the 7 areas of greatness, one of the things was people never took time, mainly because they didn't take time to plan. It was all about the planning. And so I think what happens is a lot of times people get comfortable with the way that their job cadence is, like waking up, going to work, having the weekends off, or, here comes Monday again, and just starting the track all over again. Like without even thinking, you're like, another week went by. Another week went by. And then that turns into, another month went by. Another month went by. And then what's going to happen if we're not careful, bless you, what's going to happen if we're not careful is another year went by, another year went by. And before you know it, everything that you wanted to do is on what we call a bucket list. And it's things you're trying to check off in the latter years of your life. And many things you can't do anymore, or you won't do anymore. Like I had a dream one time when I was younger. I wanted to skydive. Well, I don't want to skydive anymore. I don't know why. it's just not something. It was something that was on a dream or on a bucket list of someday, but I have absolutely no desire to do it now. Now, maybe it's because I never did it back then, but you know, when I think about why, and this is what my brother always says, why jump out of a perfectly good plane? In fact, he did it many, many times in the 82nd Airborne. So he's like, I'm not doing it. So, I mean, he's done it as far as jumping out of a plane. I don't want to jump out of a plane. I had a desire at one time in my life. I do not have that desire. And I bet my brother, even though he's done it at this age in our life, we do not desire to jump out of a plane no matter what. But, you know, sometimes people are like, they still want to do that. But for me, that's something that I just left behind, you know? And so that's what happens when you spend money, you use your talents. You can always enhance your talents. You can always make more money. But when it comes to time spent, you'll never get back. You'll never earn that time back again. So you can't say, well, I'll make it up next year. You know, what is your job going to give you 2 weeks vacation next year instead of 1 week? No, it's use it or lose it. So anyway, I guess this driving conversation and what it's all about is to really just encourage people to really take time to plan the things that matter. Like, for example, sorry, I have to stay focused. This is the turn where the Tesla kind of like
does it right.
Never does it right, as Amber says. Never does it right. But I didn't take over. It did it better than last time. Hopefully it'll get better and better each time as we use this data to improve the self-driving for all the other Teslas. You're welcome. It's data. All right. Or data, however you want to say it. Okay, but let's talk about this. What is stopping you from, like, this is what I always coach people. I always say, you have to have your next vacation on the books. You have to have your next date on the books, your next getaway. And you know what? It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. It doesn't have to be complicated. It can be simple. It could be a day trip. It could be going to the lake, or it could be just taking a drive with animals. What, Daisy? Lay down. All right, so, but
Did she lick you?
No.
Oh.
Okay.
She likes the camera, apparently.
Oh, she likes the camera. Daisy, say hi. All right, so I think you can follow Daisy on Instagram if you'd like.
She's going to get groomed.
Oh, okay, going to get groomed.
No, ma'am. Give back. No, ma'am.
So, but the point of what I'm saying again is, when is your next getaway? When is your next vacation? When is your next day trip? These are the things that you have to have on schedule. Can you put that down a little bit, away from the microphone?
Oh,
So,
no, I can't see it if I do that. I told you.
So Amber's involved in a show, and we have a break in our signal when we drive down the mountain, and so she didn't have signal for a second, and then I had some peace and quiet without this drama show that she's watching.
He loves it.
So anyway, it might be in the video.
I'll try to go this way.
Yeah,
Is that better?
I don't know. We lost signal again for her, so see. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. It's back on. But anyway, so when is your next day trip, vacation, weekend trip? These are things, and we'll talk more in the future. We kind of talked a couple weeks ago about which and how do you like to travel. I like to add it all. I want to do it all. I want to do all kinds of travel. And so with all of that being said, I want to just say, if you don't have something you got to plan. You got to plan. Like, before you know it, times are going to go by, dates are going to pass, months are going to go by, years are going to go by. You just got to do it. You just got to do it. And I want to encourage you to do it today. Take out your calendar, and look at it. And this is the final thing I'm gonna say. It's so important to know and to understand that the job is always, like, there's always going to be work to do. There's always going to be, like, a lot of times people don't take vacation because they're like, oh man, can you imagine all the work I have to do before vacation, and then all the work I have to do when I get back from vacation. Maybe that's a different, I mean, think about it. The job is never going to end. There's always going to be something to do. So you're always going to feel like, you know, if you don't go to work or if you take some time off, you're always going to feel behind the ball, right? Behind the 8 ball, they say. You know, I don't want to get behind. Have a conversation with your boss, or if you are your own boss, have a conversation and just decide, like, is this the kind of lifestyle I want to have where I don't have any kind of recharge or refresh? Like, think about it like this. If you took time off to recharge, refresh, you would actually operate better than you do right now, and more efficient than you do right now. Like, perhaps maybe your job has gotten you to a place where in your life has gotten you to a place where you're so burnt out that you're not even functioning at a high level. It is these getaways, these retreats, these times to take a break that recharge you and actually make you a better version of yourself. So I think that's important to take time. So what I want you to do right now is grab a calendar, look at your calendar, and start putting some dates on it. And this is the thing. Don't just put the date on it, but buy the plane ticket, book the hotel or the Airbnb or the cruise, whatever it might be. Book it, put money on it, and get there. Don't cancel. If you just put it on the calendar and it's easy to write in, it's easy to scratch off or erase. I'm talking about be committed enough to actually buy the ticket. All right? Buy the ticket today. Set it up today. Thanks for watching. Until next time, make sure, don't just watch J-Line, but be a J-Line.